everybody, Beanmeister22 here, and as promised, we're going to look at the Sluban K9 tank, set number M38-B9800, ages 6 and up, 258 pieces, 4 minifigs, a crummy motorcycle, and some so-so weapons. And if you remember, this is a knockoff or a copy of the Oxford set. And it says K9 tank, and what they mean is K9 Thunder, which is a 155mm self-propelled howitzer built in Korea, which originally was based on the M109 platform that the U.S. military uses. But this is a Korean-made tank in real life. In this box in plastic, it is a Chinese-made tank, and it's a knockoff of an Oxford set. So if you believe Oxford's a knockoff a Lego set, this would be a second-generation knockoff. No, Oxford and these others aren't knockoffs of Lego, because Lego doesn't make this. If Lego made a tank like this, then this would be a third-generation knockoff, but it's not. Either way, it's a very cool set. Now, remember, some of the Sluban sets were meant only to be sold in Chinese-speaking languages, Chinese-speaking countries, because they only have Chinese writing on it. This was meant for international, because I'm looking at the side of the box. It has things in Russian and Chinese and even some English on it. And a lot of French and some other things. Now, if you're not familiar with Sluban, they are part of the Century Yuri Toys company. They're kind of a group of companies together, and this is one of their divisions. Sluban is a division. They are a fully ISO 9001 2000 company, and if you actually go online, nowadays, they're an ISO 9001 2008 company. So they're a legitimate company with some real goals, and they plan to be around for a long time. Any ISO certified company is usually one that plans to be around for a long time and not a fly-by-night company. If you don't know what that means, go look up ISO 9000 and ISO 12000, go look that stuff up. It's not important. All you need to know is they are a legitimate company and they plan on hanging around and being a legitimate company. Now, with that said, you can't really buy these here in the U.S. Hopefully someday you can. Oxford's been moving into the U.S. market. Banbao has. I'd like to see Kobe here in the U.S. market. And Sluban. And you know, maybe even Lego will consider making some military sets. Yeah, right. And then with the Mega Bloks Call of Duty sets, it's hard for anybody to compete here in the U.S. market making military sets. Now, with that said, this is a very cool set. Only slightly less cooler than the Oxford version of this, but still, it's a very cool armored vehicle. You notice I said armored vehicle, I didn't say tank. I guess I could say it's a very cool howitzer? Yeah. So this is the Sluban Land Forces product line. And Sluban, if you go to their website, there'll be a link in the description. They have a couple dozen or 20 or 18 or so. I don't remember how many. Different product lines. And for military product lines, there's Land Forces 2, and there's some kind of Army thing, and there's a Navy one. And someday I will review that Sluban aircraft carrier I have. I finally got it together, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I just need to film it. And I have a mixed review on that one. I'm kind of impressed with the Sluban military vehicles, but I'm telling you, that Navy aircraft carrier, oh man, like I said, there's a lot of good and bad with that. So, if you go online, you can learn about Sluban, and then you can see if they're sold in your country or in your local area. And even if you can't find them in your local area, you can always go online to Amazon, or even that other place I don't like called eBay. You could go, Amazon's where I go. Or you can find some other online toy distributor and purchase them there. Remember, if you're buying this stuff online from the first time from a company in Hong Kong, just order one thing. Don't make a big order, even if there's 50 really cool things or 2 or 3 or 4 really cool things you want. Only make an order of a small one thing and see how long it takes for you to get it. And it can be months and months to get your product sometimes. And then see if you actually get your product. It's not unheard of when you're dealing international for your toy just plain to not arrive. They'll take your money and you may not get it. Has that happened to me before? Not recently, but I did once buy an aircraft carrier, or attempt to buy an aircraft carrier off of Google Marketplace, and I paid my $129 and never got the product. And by the time I never got it, it was too late for me to charge back on my credit card, because from Hong Kong, it can take 4, 5, 6 months for you to get your stuff, because they'll wait forever to buy it, then they'll put it in a box, then they'll package it in a big container, and then they'll ship it to the United States, and then even from getting feet on the ground here in the US, it can take you a month to get it. That's not always the case. The average wait from something from Hong Kong for me has been about 35 days. That's a long time. When I see a cool set, I want it like today, or I have Amazon 2-day shipping. And even if you see this on Amazon, you got to kind of read the description, because it may not be coming from the Amazon warehouse in Nevada or the other places. It might be coming from a warehouse in LA, which will extend how long it's going to take for you to get it. It'll be an import shop in LA, or it's coming from Hong Kong, even though it's sold on Amazon. So just make sure you look at the fine print when you're buying this stuff. But it is well worth the wait. All right, now let's talk about the pros and cons of this set. A pro, it's a very cool K9 Thunder howitzer tank. Very cool, very cool. How many times can I say it's cool? It's cool, it's very cool. It went together very well. The tank treads, they're okay. They're not horrible. They're not super, super great. I am just hoping for the day when we can start building these things with the interlocking plastic tank treads like come with the Lego Technic sets, or that Kobe is now using for their tanks. And I ordered some Kobe tanks. Hopefully they will be here in the next week, and we can start taking a look at those. So, set went together well. Was it as good as the Oxford set? No, it really isn't as good as the Oxford set that this is a knockoff of, but it is still very good and a cool looking piece of armament for your military collection. All right, so if you live in Asia, do you already have this set? And I know a lot of people, I'll get comments from them, who live in Asia, they'll say, oh, we've had this for a while. If you live here in the U.S., have you even heard of this? Because if I ask someone in Asia, have you heard of this? Oh, yeah, we heard of it. I've seen it all the time. I bought it or I didn't buy it. So if you're here in the U.S., you may never even heard of this. So I'm asking all you guys, have you seen this set? Do you want this set? Of course you do. Do you already have this set? I'd be surprised to find out if you live in the U.S. that you do already have it. But I wouldn't be surprised if you're from Asia and say, oh, yeah, I already got it. Yeah, I'm usually the last person to get these things. I wish you'd tell me these things exist, because they are really, really cool. So, with that said, very cool set. It looks good. This is a knockoff of an Oxford set. Looks very similar. Not as cool as the Oxford one, but still worth getting. In a later video, we will side-by-side compare them. That'll be cool. Leave your comments in the comments section. And hey, as always, thanks for watching.
Meister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.